Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D. Welcome to Saturday's show, Sex with Sunny. Where the hell Dame go?
I don't know. He just dropped off.
He was just on here. I'm like, where the fuck? Why only three of us? Anywho, guys, y'all want to say hi?
Hey, everybody, it's Christine. I'm gonna get used to this eventually one day, maybe next year.
Maybe.
What up, though? It's your boy. What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building.
Yes. I want to dive in before we jump in the thing. Christine just started her own podcast.
Yes. I was about to say, how you not used to it yet? You got your own podcast.
I know, but I got listened to it today. I was so excited. It's just a general introduction of who she is and what her podcast is going to be about. But I'm about to call you goddamn Clint. Christine, just shamelessly plug real quick.
Okay, it's called Two Thirds Podcast. It's on New Pod City. You can find it two thirds podcast.newpodcity.com. The first is the podcast is pretty much about, I'm going to talk about whatever I want to talk about. That's kind of why we named it Two Thirds, because I'm going to take you two thirds. I'm going to take you two thirds of the way, and you're gonna prosper the rest. It's an encouraging. It's if you're looking for an encouraging word, if you're looking for some encouragement, if you're looking for someone because I think outside the box, and there's not a lot of people that think like me. As y'all probably see my comments and stuff like that. Like, Christine's a little crazy. She's a little touched. She's special. But I think that
I get that too. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. So I think, and that's why we vibe and we connect. And I think that there's more people out there like us, but they're hidden, and they don't have a voice. So I'm hoping that Two Thirds gives the people who think outside the box a voice. Like it's okay to not think like everybody else and to have your own opinion. So that's what I'm hoping this podcast will do. Thank you guys so much. I can't wait for more episodes. Oh no, so wait a minute. So my next episode is, I'm not doing the boyfriend thing no more. I'm not. Like, either we dating, you're my fiance, or you're my husband. Those are the only three positions available.
She's getting right to we get married or
single or married.
Yes. No, because you know what? Because everybody's like, but you shouldn't tell a man on the first date that you're looking to get married. I'm like, why not?
Right.
Like, why not?
You gotta put your intentions out there. That's true. That's true.
Exactly. And you know what? Can I do another plug? Just 1 second.
Yep.
So Bobby Bean, my co-author, she wrote another book. It's called Essence of Black Love with Donnie Young. And honestly, my book, this book, and the podcast all go simultaneously. Like, they all work together, because I want women to just open up and be honest with themselves, with what they want sexually, what they want from you know what I mean? Like, if you go into a relationship telling a man, I don't expect nothing of you, don't be mad when he don't give you nothing.
Exactly.
So yes, the book is available on Amazon. I highly, highly suggest it.
So I have to order another book now. Okay.
Right. I saw that yesterday. I was like,
that's what I'm saying. I think I want to start like a little book club. Just really, I think that'll be dope. Where we're like book authors and we just read their books and then do our commentaries. I think that'll be dope, especially for the group to have a discussion. That definitely is a dope situation. So I guess we got to put our heads together and make that happen. But that's going to definitely be dope.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
I'm available Tuesdays.
Tuesday. Well, we can have a chat. So we could chat offline, and then we'll figure it out.
Yes.
Check out some books, and then we'll present the idea to the group and see who wants to join. But I think that'd definitely be dope. Plus, we get to support our Black folk in the process. So we all about support.
There is a lot, because I belong to all the book groups and stuff. There's a lot of good authors out there that just, they just need that little bit of exposure.
Exactly. So we definitely here to do that. But today's topic, oh my God. So if you guys know me, I've talked about this plenty of times before, because I feel like people always, in relationships, we always talk about these types of things, and people either are doing it because their spouse wants them to do it, or just doing it to say that they've done it. but aren't really about that life.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to come at it from different angles, but it's just like everybody, like, because I know I'm even reading your book, Christine, and I know relationships I've been in, guys always asking, can they have a threesome? Always like, hey, can we bring somebody else in? Or they have, hey, I got this friend, and that's problem number one for me. Like, and on my actual blog before I posted on my Sex with Sunny on the blog, it was like, these are the rules. These are what I consider rules, not just from personal, well, not from my personal, because I haven't had a threesome with a guy and a girl, but to be just to like the ideal of how it should work, or just rules of how it should work, because I've heard friends in their situations and how they felt. And for the most part, these are like, I think I had 3 rules of why people, like what people should do or how it should come about versus how guys normally do it. So I'm going to start off one of the rules, and then I guess you guys can agree to disagree, or we're going to talk about that. But one of the rules, the big issue with guys when they ask about a threesome, is they always got somebody in waiting.
No.
They always got a female in mind, right? And that's problem number one.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if that's your man. Who the fuck is she? And what type of conversation y'all had to even have that conversation, to be able to come to me and say, hey, I got this friend. Mm-hmm. So that's problem number one. And I always say, if you're going to say to your girl, hey, can we have a threesome? It should be her that picks out the female versus you bringing somebody in. Unless she says you go pick the female, but then that may be problematic down the road.
Yeah, so I can definitely agree that if I was in that situation, that I think I would feel like I already know that there's going to be big questions come up. That if I said, let's, even if she brought it up, even if she was like, oh, maybe we should do this, and then I'll be like, oh, well, then I know such and such is a freak. You know what I mean? Like,
I should have said it.
You know what I'm saying? Like already she gonna be questioning, like, well, who is this again? And how do you know what I mean? How do you know this about, that kind of stuff? So I kind of agree that it can definitely bring up questions. It can definitely create some type of issues down the line if there becomes this thing, right? Or even if it doesn't become a thing, because I had a friend that did a threesome, and his girlfriend ended up later just kind of feeling like that there was a thing, because she was overthinking everything that happened in the situation, and not even days, it was like months later, and she's like questioning him, like, well, when we were having that situation with old girl, why did you look at her like this, and why did you touch her like that?
Oh, I got stories for that. Like,
it was his biggest thing was like he brought that girl in, and so his girl started overthinking it.
So if you read the book, I presented the opportunity to my husband. Mm-hmm. It's something that I saw I wanted to do, and I presented it to him. He didn't have anyone. Like, he had people in mind that he could ask. But the girl that we wound up doing it with was more into me than into him. Mm-hmm. And honestly, that worked out for us. Because I'm not into females. We'll get later on why it had to be a female. But yeah, but I'm not like, okay, I'm not into females in the sense that I'll be with a female, like I'll leave my husband to go be with a female. That would never happen, because I like men. I'm attracted to men. But the reason why we chose a female, I would choose a female over a male, is because there are things that a female can do that a man can't do. Mm-hmm. And so, and what I wanted to do, I needed a female for. So, so that's why we chose. That's why
you developed a whole plan. Once you guys agreed to do it, you developed a whole plan in your head how you wanted it to go.
Yes, exactly. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I knew, and honestly, the person that we did it with was the best person in the world. But I think she caught feelings for me. And then when she saw that I wasn't into women, she backed off. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That was the problem with that. But yeah, You know, I think had my husband brought somebody, I wouldn't have questioned, because I already knew what my husband was into. Like I knew, I knew he had side chicks. I knew, but I think it would have made me uncomfortable had he brought one of his side chicks into the bedroom.
Yeah, and that's what it normally is. It's normally, and even if it's not normally a side chick, it's somebody that you see on a daily basis. That's the issue. So I had one of my friends that, like to what Willie said, she experienced something where the guy and the girl barely touched when they were all in the room. When she left and walked back in on them, they were all over each other. So it made her feel away.
Yeah,
and it made her feel away. And that's the thing, like
dumb.
Yeah, but that's the thing, and that's why I feel like guys really go about it wrong.
Yeah.
Like they and I understand that they want that experience, but if you want that experience and then not to have a negative outcome, you have to understand. And first of all, you have to understand what you're asking.
Right.
For one. For two, you have to also be mindful of everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Body language and everything is important. So and this is why I said for me, being the type of person I am, I don't mess with friends. Like I won't mess with friends.
Right.
My friends know exactly how I am and who I am. So when you see me come for a female, it's never gonna be like I'll play with my friends all day. Like, girl, get over here, you got a big ass blah all day. Like, oh, I shaking, I'm smacking it. I might be in the club, I'm on it, like, whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm never gonna cross that line with you because for one, it could lead to other issues. It could lead to other issues, and I'm not here for none of that. And for two, if you got a man, I'm not gonna have him feel uncomfortable around me because he knows that I can get it.
Right.
So and the vice versa. Like I don't, and like the same for my man. First of all, I'm stingy. That's the one. Is you mine.
Right.
If I decide to share you, for me personally, I can't really have big feelings for you. Mm-hmm. For me, because if I like, and I say it to people, I'm a true Taurus. I'm possessive. If you mine, and I'm not sharing you, and you're my person. Like basically, I'm in. Like I said this on the podcast, and people laugh when I say it. You belong to me, even though you don't. You belong to me. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sharing you. So we like that, and I'm that type of love with you. Ain't no way in hell we have no threesome. And if it's somebody that I'm just kicking it with and ain't like that with, oh yeah, I could do that with you all day because I don't really give a fuck about you. And it's not that serious.
Now see, okay, I'm the complete opposite. Like I feel like a threesome is a treat. In one of Kanye's songs, he says, he tells the girl bought the boyfriend a sweater. He's like, go get your girlfriend and do better. You know what I mean? Like, I do. I feel like it's a treat. Like the only reason when I was younger, we used to watch porn or whatever, and there were some positions that you needed another person for, and I'm like, ooh, that looks like fun, but I could have never done it with my boyfriend. Like I feel like that's it's extra, you know what I mean? And I would never do it. I feel like with my husband, I'm secure. Like he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
He's not, like this is us having fun together. This is us being open and honest and just exploring our sexuality and spicing up the bedroom, because
I don't know, maybe it depends on the right type of man for me, because maybe I won't, I'm not going to, okay, so I'm going to back it up. I'm not going to say that I won't share you if you're mine. But it takes the right type of person. But for me personally, I haven't met the right type of person. Because and that's a big thing with us females. It's not too many men that we've dated that made us feel 100% secure, because it's like you're always on some other shit. Right. So it's like if I'm already insecure with you doing bullshit, I'm gonna bring somebody in to be more insecure. But I know you fucked them, and I saw you fuck them, and I saw what you did.
But you know what? Me and my husband had a real conversation, right? I told him, but my whole thing with him having a side, like we could have had an open relationship and he could have went and did his thing had he just been honest about it. My thing was, are you going to leave me for these women? You know what I mean? Like, okay, you want to screw him, whatever. It's not that big of a deal to me. My problem was he think because you're doing it, I'm doing it. No, it doesn't work that way. My problem, and that's why I could have a threesome, because I was never worried about them taking him. You know what I mean? Right. Nobody else took him before. Why are we gonna start now?
Yeah.
So, you know, and that's what I tell women, like when, you know, I used to belong to the wife groups and stuff like that, and they were thinking about having threesomes with their husband. I'm like, you have to be open and honest. You have to go into this with a mature mind. Like, you have to be secure in your spot.
Exactly.
That you know that man ain't leaving.
Yeah, that's.
And if you're not secure in that spot, then
that's why you get to some of them in the swinger groups. I know a lot of couples that I know that are in these swinger groups, and they can do that because they know they have that open communication, that very transparent communication. That's why I say I think it takes the type of relationship that you need to have is that communication has to be on point. The trust has to be on point. And that's not something built on I just met you last year type of vibe. It's if we got invested in years in this type of thing, or maybe it could be depending on your type of relationships. But I just feel like I said, I've had friends in multiple aspects of relationships that have done these things, and for one of the three rules I say that it falls apart or it has causes issues is because of some rule was thing, and then I feel like this too. Scheduling, like it's like scheduling sex. Who schedules sex? We're gonna have sex on Tuesday. I'm gonna see you at Tuesday. We're gonna schedule this threesome. I feel like those types of things, like, and it's forced. I don't like anything forced. Like let's be real fluid and chill out, hang out together. And whenever it goes down, it goes down. It should never be on Tuesday at 10 o'clock. We going to get it popping. Because if you nervous, you nervous, and I don't think you should be super drunk because then you don't remember stuff. You're not,
or you're gonna make stuff up in your head about what's going on.
Right,
if it's a situation where you're not 100% secure, you're fucked.
Right. That one of the rules, because that's definitely a big one.
No, that was if you're going to drink, it should be light drink and not we taking shots and it's about to go down. No, you should be able to know what happened, how it happened, like all aspects of the whole, because that's an experience in and of itself. You should know what happened.
And I see, and the crazy thing is my husband was the insecure one, not me. And I think because we did, and you know, I had to drink. I had to drink because I had to loosen myself up. Because because
like I feel
like God is like right here, right? And then I feel the eyes of the Lord on the back of my head, and I'm like, no, I just come on. Can I just live this one time?
No,
but you're absolutely right. It was wrong because he was insecure, and because now we're drunk and I'm loose with it or whatever, and now he's thinking I'm gonna sneak off with her, somewhere and do something stupid.
No, but that's the thing I have with relationships now. So I've dated guys who like, oh well, so you like females too? Yeah, I'm not trying to be in a relationship with a female, but yeah, I'll touch on them inappropriately and do a couple things. So I like looking at them, whatever. I've had guys not want to, like, basically not really want to date me because they thought that somehow I was going to go say, all right, never mind, I don't want to be with you. I'm going to go over here. Right. And I'm like, listen, let's be clear. One, females don't have the part that I need. Like, it's one part that I like specifically that they don't got.
See, that's the thing. Plastic stuff don't work.
Yeah, but don't work for me. So this is the thing.
I mean, it works for you by yourself and you want to have time for yourself. But that's not something every day. No,
right. But this is the thing about that though, is that I think for most guys that will feel that way, that feels like a real risk, because the thing is, it's like you already know you got to compete with other guys. Now you got women to compete with too. That creates a whole nother problem. And
but then I'm telling you, I've never been in a relationship with a female.
But no, but this is the thing. They don't know how you are really going to feel or react now. You saying it, yeah, that's great. But if I don't really know you like that, and we're just dating, and then you're like, yeah, I'm into women, and then I don't really know your not only not knowing your history, but also not knowing your feelings now. How much do you really feel about being with a woman or with whoever, whatever the case may be? we already know we got that risk that you can find a guy better than us. Now it's you got all these women that are better than us too. So I think that for them, it's like the thing is that no matter what convincing, the thing is if he's insecure in the relationship, he's going to be insecure in the relationship, and that's just going to heighten the insecurity. You know what I'm saying?
That for that person, I knew, for those people, I knew it was never going to be like, let's bring somebody to the bed. I tried to have a threesome on a few occasions that didn't work out because the guy was like, no, you're going to fuck me up, ain't you? I'm like, no, I'm just like, we in the bed, like right here, right now. What you doing? You messing it up. Like, nah, I'm not fucking with you. You're going to stab me in the morning. Not going to do it.
But see, that's my thing about people who are gender fluid. My thing is now you have all this super open field, and not only are you, well, I mean, I may not be understanding what it really means, but my thing is, to me, it sounds like you're just going to be going with the flow. And I know a lot of people that just goes with the flow, even if they're just with one gender. But the thing is that you have these people who are so openly sexually free that if you date them, that's one of those biggest risks. Is like, you don't know what today, if they're going to be loyal to you, or tomorrow if they're going to be like, I'm loyal to you and I'm going to do my own thing and I want to be with blah, 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 you know. And especially when you know that person is either flighty or flirty with just about everybody, then it becomes even more, you know what I mean, creates even more insecurity. So I think,
and that's absolutely right.
So I think people do have to recognize when they have that insecurity and walk away. Like, you know what, I can't deal with this because who knows how you're going to feel today versus how you're going to feel tomorrow. Now, like I said, it could be with anybody. It could be with a person that is only with one gender. But still, the problem is that, you know, when you start opening up about how free you are, then you create insecurities in other people.
Well, see, I don't just volunteer that information anyway. Like, I think the most I've ever volunteered that information was on the podcast and on my blog. So not too many people know that. Now, if you're watching it now, you gotta pop in and look about it.
I used to follow your blog. When you first came out. And you were actually the person that made me feel okay about my sexuality. Like, okay, Christine, you're not the only one out there. Like, you're not the only one. And I appreciated that. And see, the only thing that I like about the people who are open and honest about their sexuality is you don't have to worry about them lying. You don't have to, you know what I mean? Like, me personally, I could never date a man who likes to sleep with other men. I just can't, because of that concern. But I would have respect for him. Like, I would want to date him. Because he's open and he's honest, and I'm not going to have to worry about what this man is doing because he's going to tell me. If you could be honest, if a man could be honest with a woman about wanting to sleep with other men, there's not too much more he's going to lie to you about. It just isn't.
True that.
There isn't.
Or even if he's honest about the fact that he wants to sleep with other women, whatever the case may be.
Exactly.
If he's that open and honest.
If he's that open and honest. You don't have to worry about.
You can be secure in what your role is, especially if you guys establish like, okay, this is where we are. This is what I'm going to be doing, and you can be like, okay, now you can make a decision. And I think that's what anybody wants. Anybody wants to be able to make a decision.
Yeah, because like I don't volunteer. Like I said, I don't volunteer that information to everybody. And if you, like I said, if you watch if you read my blog, you knew that already years ago. Some people found out a couple years ago. I remember somebody told my mother that, and my mom called me one day and was like, hey.
I remember that.
I was like, who calls somebody mom and has that conversation? Like, what the fuck is that about?
It wasn't me.
No, but like, that was just random as fuck. And like, at the end of the day, I'm grown. Right. And even currently, for the people that are probably watching now that didn't know that, I'm probably going to get, I didn't know that, and this, that, and third, because I don't broadcast that. None of your business what I do. But I'm not talking just out of my ass. I'm talking because this is my experiences. So like for me, I've had threesomes with two girls. I've had I had threesome from a guy and a girl that I got just oral. It didn't go down all the way. Mm-hmm. So I've experienced it. That's why I said to for me it was like, and even in that threesome with the girls, it was at that moment I knew that I wasn't gay.
Right. No,
because the whole entire time. No, like definitely. And like just to be 100% honest, for me it was like, oh, like this was like, because I'm more of a with females. With guys, I'm dominant when I choose to be. I let y'all take charge for the most part. But with females, I'm super dominant. I'm gonna take you down like Chris Brown and walk off like ain't nothing. Like I ain't just saying destroy your life real quick and like I don't know you. That type of shit I'm on. So like that's how I came. Like that night it was 99 bananas night. Shit went down and it was what it was. But during the process, for me, it was like, damn, like I'm going ham on her and I'm like, I need dick in here. Where's dick at? Ain't no dick up in here. Like that was in my mind. So for me, that was, and like that part gave me because like I said, I had for years was dealing with, I'm looking at females a certain way. Why am I looking at them like this? Like I've never really kissed a female, nothing like that. Like that was like the intro to all intros. Like that was a boom, I'm in here. This is how I'm coming in. And like I said, for me, it made me understand that I wasn't gay. And it was something clearly missing in that equation. And so, okay, for me, it let me know that I'm not because like I had family members that thought I was going to be a whole lesbian and not like, and then I got pregnant with my daughter and it was like, wait, what? Because I was a hardcore tomboy. You couldn't get me in a dress.
Right.
But I liked boys. I had crushes on boys, but I just didn't really, So like when I got into my earlier age, like I said, but that situation in particular made me realize that I wasn't gay, I was bi. And it was like, okay, so, but like, I guess when people hear that you bi, like their mindset is like, oh, well, you about to fuck everybody. And it's like, no.
All over the place.
No.
Yeah.
Like, I'm definitely not. Like, I'm definitely not. I can name the females I put my hands on. And it's, that's what it was.
Right.
But like, I'm not out here checking for all females. I'm not gonna sleep with every female just because. Like, I think that mentality of guys, because when you date somebody, that's why I don't broadcast it. Because when you date somebody, you're like, oh yeah, you bi, or you probably no, I probably won't. No. And if I'm a sexual female, she gotta look like something for me.
And honestly, so I never questioned my sexuality. I always knew I was heterosexual. I always knew I liked men, but I did find women attractive. You know what I mean? Like I said, if I had to choose, when I did have to choose, are we going to have a threesome with a female or a man? I'm like, I can do more with a female because I don't want like I would have a hard time sleeping with a man that sleeps with men. And it's just who I am. Mm-hmm. And I would have a hard time with a man's mouth being so close to my, husband's stuff. Like that would bother me. I wouldn't feel comfortable. I'm
sure he has
baby, yes, baby, why is his lip touch dick? I saw it.
Yes,
I saw it with my eyes.
I saw it.
Terrible.
I have questions, conversations. Did you like that? What's happening?
And then if my husband liked it, now I'm really getting a divorce.
Now it's over.
I know. Right. No offense to the guys.
No offense. No, exactly. The guys that like guys, that's your cup of tea.
I have a sword fight in this motherfucker. I don't want no sword fights.
No, we're not doing that. But then I knew
Hold on one quick second. So I saw this video. It was going around like as a meme, and it was like these two guys are having sex with this girl, and the one guy helped the other guy get back into the girl, and everybody was like, "Did that make him gay?" And it was just like,
I have a problem with that.
For me, I'll probably be like, if I was a female, I'd be like, excuse me, wait a minute, excuse me. Let's take a minute to talk about what just happened here.
Yes.
Time out. And
I feel like you had to help him.
No offense to those that like that kind of stuff, but the question was really like realistically about like how do you interact with another guy while you're having sex with one girl?
Well, the same way guys do it. So listen, I put it like this. Y'all fellas talking about y'all run trains on bitches, right? All the time. You right behind. If that's not you, Willie. I'm not saying you, but like for most guys, they say, "Oh, I ran a train on this girl." Right. Do that, because if you sword fight with a dude, you help him get into a female. If anything is too close, y'all suspect, and I don't trust you.
Yes, and see, and here's my thing. It's not like
I ain't mad. I'm just not into it.
It's not. My fear is, are you undercover? You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
Because why would you I know my husband is not gonna help you. Nope, you're gonna have to get that on your own. But if my husband did
get in there, so I'm definitely
if anything, she's supposed to help you. She all like, listen, glide and slide.
I'll be like, go ahead and put it back in for me.
I'm like,
just hop right up on it. Just hop right up on it and move right along. All right, we got this.
But how I knew that I wasn't gay is because, like you said, I could never be with two women. Like I could never. It has to. No. Yes. But the thing is, I would go in the hallway and try to look for a man because now I am hot and bothered. And
that's how I was. I was like,
yes, now I'm hot and bothered. I need penetration. Yes, I need penetration, like real penetration, not, the plastic penetration. I need like a man to just come and ravish because they done got me all hot and bothered.
I remember this girl that liked me. She was a stud. She's like, I got my toy, and I'm like, listen, for me personally, no offense, but if I'm gonna let you strap it on and hump me, I might as well go get some real. That's not my wave. Yeah. I ain't mad at and I'm gonna keep saying it because I don't want anybody to be offended. What you choose to do is what you choose to do. What you like is what you like.
That's
not for me. If I'm doing any toy action, I'm either he's assisting me with the vibration of a toy, and I got the other one going. That's me. If I feel like you need to strap something on, then I just need to be with something real. And that's just for me. Like, that's how I say, like, it's just ways I knew that I wasn't I wasn't a complete lesbian. And it was like, it was fine, but like I had to figure that out for myself. And I just knew that it was certain things that I was just not like. Have I had people try to try? Absolutely. And I was like, yeah, this feels super weird. I can't be a part of this. Can't sign up for this. It's just stuff that it's just not my thing. And it's not a stab against anybody else because that's your wave. That's fine. Right. It's just, that's how I knew where I was at with it, where I was at it with my sexuality, where I was in that lane and where I was. So when I talk to guys and I date guys, it's like, listen, I'm not going to leave you for no female. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to just bump coochies all day. Nah. Like, that's fun for a couple minutes. And even that, I can't see myself doing that. I've never done that. But, I think I did it once. But it was weird. It was fun. It was new. It was exciting. But it was like, something was missing. That just.
So I've been in well, not a fully penetrated threesome with me, another guy, and a girl, and then I've been in a threesome with two women. And so the biggest thing for me was the woman. When it was me and my boy and this girl, she definitely wanted like both of us to do all kinds of stuff to her, but of course, for us, it was like, well, at least I know for me, I like once again, I don't know what he into, but I know for me, I was like, all I wanted to do was have sex with her. Whatever they gonna do while we're doing what we do, that's on them, So it wasn't like in my mind I was worried about anything. But I did realize is that I didn't want to be in that situation again because it was like, one, I didn't want to see him naked. That was my biggest thing. Was like, I don't want to see that. That's not turning me on.
Right.
Seeing her doing stuff to him, even though that was sexy, but it wasn't sexy enough to make me excited. You know what I mean? So it just wasn't a good fit. That's the reason why we never even got the penetration, because I was like, all right, you know what? I'm really not really feeling this.
This isn't for me.
And I just walked away from it. And me and the girl ended up hooking up again and, did everything. But it was just like, for me, it just didn't feel right. You know what I mean?
Now, I got a question for you, Willie.
I was married and my girl was seriously like, hey, I really want to have this threesome with you and another guy, blah, 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 because I want to, have this kind of experience. I would probably do it to please her, just to allow her to have that. But I wouldn't, it definitely wouldn't be something where I would just be like, you know what I'm saying? And I also feel like people overthink things. So I know I'm an overthinker. You know what I'm saying? So
I definitely am.
Yes.
How y'all feel about like, okay, I don't want to be in this kind of situation. So I could definitely understand, because you start to overthink certain things, and you start to feel a certain way about certain things, or it may just not turn you on, whatever the case may be. So I think you got to be honest about that with yourself too. You know what I mean?
No.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. No. I'm sorry. I'm learning not to butt in.
I'm trying.
Sonny ain't never trying. Sonny.
No, but
I didn't even do it. I didn't butt in. Why I get thrown in?
What was I going to say? But you're absolutely right, because I'm an overthinker, and I thought for like it was like a good whole week before I approached my husband with the idea, and when I approached him with the idea, I had my rules all set down. Like this is what I want. This is what I want to do. It can't be somebody we know. It has to be, and it has to be a female. She has to be more into me than she is into you. And, but I had my rules, and that was a positive, for getting into this, is just thinking it clearly, thinking it through. Because honestly, if my husband wasn't so paranoid about me cheating and stepping out on him, we could have had so much fun. It would have been, because he's my best friend. Like, no, and we would go to the sex clubs and I'd be like, oh, she's cute. But I think he's very intimidating. So, I think that was our problem with a lot of women. And I'm not I don't know how to flirt with women.
Oh, see, I'm definitely, I flirt with everybody. My coworker said, bitch, we sat somewhere at some bar. She said, you flirted with everybody that walked by, even just people. And I do it without even realizing that I'm doing it, because I'm just a super big flirt. Not that I want you. I flirt with you and don't even think you're attractive, but I can flirt with you all day, every day, just act like you're the sexiest thing that walked past me. I could just do it. But for me, I think at some point, even I'm about to be 37. I'm not about to be 37. I'm about to be 38. About to be 38. I'm sorry.
You talking about 37?
I'm trying to be younger. 37. The other day I said 39. I was close. But I think I do want to, like, for me, I haven't. That's the one experience that I have not. Like, I've gotten partial of it. I'm like, it needs to go down at some point. Right. So eventually it'll happen for me. If I find somebody that's not chicken shit. But if somebody actually want to do that with. But because I've tried on several occasions, and it's just like either it's always the guy that was like, I don't know. And I'm like, I done brought this heifer here. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I done already got, we already ready to go.
Right.
Like, what are you doing? Like, you're playing.
The guy stopped it?
Yeah, it was 3 occasions with twice with one of my exes, and once with a guy that I was we was cool as shit with. Like, I was cool as shit with him, and he was just like, I don't think he didn't, like, I forget what his reasoning was. Like, I think he was nervous more than anything. It wasn't like we had sex already multiple times before, so he already knew what it was hitting for with me. He didn't get to experience that side from me. Both of my kids' fathers both asked me to have one, and it's like they didn't get to experience that side of me either. And it's like, because they know it. And they're like, yeah, I'm not neither one of them. But like, I think it's just funny because I've been trying to do it, and it's like, yeah, no.
Wow.
Like, you might stab me.
Won't let it happen.
Like, but you might stab me. And I'm like, I'm probably not going to stab you, especially if I brought the person here.
Exactly. That's just stupid.
Like, the one girl, me and her was in bed twice. Like, just, we was lit.
Like, let's do this.
And it's like, come on.
No.
He was like, come on. And he was like, yeah, I'm not fucking with her because she probably stabbed me.
No, and that's if you're offering it, and you know what, that's what killed me about my husband. I offered the threesome to destroy our marriage. That's the dumbest stuff I have ever heard in my life. Yeah. Now, that was just
no. Like, I'm all for heightening your relationships. It's like, I think that's fun when people do that type of stuff. What was the third rule that I had? Because I'm trying to remember. I know it was.
Get to the third rule. I want to say this about that situation. So for me, like even the reason why I ended up in the threesome with the 2 girls was because the one girl, we weren't really dating. We were like kind of just messing around, and she just kind of was like, oh, me and my girl, we here, blah blah blah. And so it went down because I'm like, oh, okay, I'm with it. I jumped right on that.
I don't know anybody right. I don't know anybody that's gonna say no.
I'm not saying no to this. But the thing
I hope my ex is watching, because now he knows I have a podcast. I hope he's watching. He's gonna be like, "Why you say that?" Because did you not tell me I was gonna stab you?
So the only thing that would make me nervous, that would make me probably reject it, like if my girl right now said, "What do you think about having a threesome?" I would be like, "No, I'm good." You know what I'm saying? Because I'll be afraid to say yes and have her be like, "Oh, I knew it. You a fucking.
You wasn't gonna be satisfied with just me.
Judging me and shit." You know, I would feel like it's a trap. I would just literally feel like it's a trap. If there's nobody sitting right next to her, ready to make it go down, I would literally feel like it's a trap.
And I can see some women doing that to see what is on your mind. Mm-hmm. But if she comes to you, and this is how you know it's true. Look, I've been wanting to do this for a minute, and I feel comfortable to do it with you. You know what I mean? Like if she's like trying to convince you that this is not a trap. This is something that I want to do. And see, the thing is my husband, we watched porn, like, you know, because then we would watch it and then it is. And then you watch it and then, okay, let's try that. Let's try that. Like you learn.
Mm-hmm. Now, I had the cards. I had the cards. It's like 52 deck of cards with the position. So I need to find, like, I was having a conversation with one of my friends the other day, and I feel like we was having a moment. He looked at me and she was like, "Oh, bitch, you one of them bitches." I'm like, "What you mean?" She like, because I was showing her some of the stuff that I have, and she was like, and I'm like, "Look, I just need to find me a boo thing because I done got like, and at 37, I finally bought lingerie. Like, I'm ready. Like, I just need to find him." And it's like, listen, we can listen.
Right.
And she was like, she made me feel like I was on some other shit. I'm like, bitch, wait a minute, you was in a whole shit with a girl for like forever. What are you talking about? Now I feel judged.
I'm not falling for no trap. You better have a girl right there.
I've done that, and apparently it was a trap. So I don't know.
It's still a trap. No, look, I'm taking a break from all sexual intercourse right now. Just because, like, it's fun and games for us to talk about it and stuff like that. But sex
is real.
It's real, and it does something to you.
That energy, that
energy, yes. And then
I'm one of people, like, if you start giving me the cheeks, and I want it, and you tell me no, like, what you mean no?
And I'm gonna take it personal.
Like, I'm gonna feel away because you can call me, and I'm like, if I ain't even here for it, I'm like, you know what? All right, come on, let's go.
Yes,
like, I'm right. TTG. Like, what, you want something? Oh, I got you. You ready? Oh, I'm born ready. Born ready. Look, now, if I call you on some late night shit, what you mean? You speak.
No, my whole feelings will be hurt. So I just, you know, right now I'm just.
You can use your toy. It's not the same.
It's not. So now I'm focusing on me, and the whole, you know, sex world is. We're putting it on the back burner right now, because it's much. It's really much, and it clogs your mind, like, because the next thing you know, now that's what you're thinking of. That's now you're running to the bars because you're trying to see them. So because you know if you see them, you're going home with them.
to me, it ain't that. It's just I call you, you better come, or I'm gonna be mad and I'm not talking to you. So when you want something, I'm be like, nah, bruh.
Right.
Nah.
Look,
that's another thing I can't do.
Then I'm gonna send you a video like, listen, here you go.
That's another.
Go deal with that until you see me, because now I'm mad.
That's another thing I could never do. I can never turn my girl down for sex. That's just crazy to me. Like, I don't understand how that even works. Like, how do you turn down?
Well, I got told
when a girl was ready to have sex. Like, I mean, like, I've turned down women who I know wanted to have sex with me, but I'm like either in a relationship or I just don't want to be with them.
No,
like,
yes, definitely.
I knew she was crazy. I knew that she, you know, but I made sure I was like, you know what? Anytime she would call me, I'd be like, I'm sorry, I'm busy. I'm sorry, I'm busy. You know, I was just like, but I also did not want to be with her. But whoever I'm with, no, you getting this.
Oh no, see, that's the same guy who turned down a threesome that we lived together. He told me when we first moved in together, he was like, "We're not fucking every day." I said, "Excuse me, what? Why would you say that? Like, what would make you?"
I'll be like, "Sorry."
Like, why would you say that, sir? I didn't say we had to do it every day.
Look, I was having a conversation. I was having a conversation with someone, and they were talking about how they had sex once a month. Like, and that was just the average. Yeah, no. I was like, huh? I was like, if I used to make my husband go 3 days, if he went 3 days, I was the worst wife in the world. Yeah. You're not supposed to do that to your husband. And I'm like, don't you got side chicks? So
you go call somebody else. Call in the reserves.
That was another reason why I didn't mind the side chicks, because that's how I got 3 days.
And that's the thing. Like I can
what? I can't.
Women. I don't know, because I guess I'm programmed by other women that have done this to me in the past. So I can understand women not being ready every day or every other day or whatever the case may be. But I just don't understand men that ain't ready. Like a friend of mine, her significant, her I don't know, boyfriend, husband, whatever. Her boyfriend, he is not really into having sex every day or every month, whatever. And I'm always like, is he gay? Are you sure he's not gay? He can't be.
Yes.
What's going on?
Over your house, and y'all can go days without sex. I'm like, something's wrong.
I'm walking by with booty shorts on. Like, what you mean?
He's impotent. Maybe
you're not giving me that. Oh, okay.
I gave her so many excuses because my thing is like, that's not normal. Men need sex. Men should need sex. Now, unfortunately, I guess there are some guys who don't need it. I don't understand it, but I can't relate. But you know what I'm saying? Something's got to be wrong.
if you know what, that would be. I could deal with rejection, but I had to grow into dealing with rejection because I hated rejection. But I think the worst rejection I would ever feel is a man that told me no, and I wanted to screw him. You know what I mean? Like that would break my heart.
I think for females, it definitely would, because we got like how this guy I used to date tell me, you got motherfuckers in your sliding in your DM left and right, niggas ready to blow in your ass and do stuck on your toes and do everything under the sun to you. And you gonna tell me no? This dude just told me he gonna blow my ass. So if I go holler at him, it's a problem. Not that I'm that type of female, but like for us, it's like we get dick thrown in the DM every day, all day. Right. I'm not gonna say every day because my DMs is not like that, but like it's like every couple days, depending on if I post a picture or it definitely sliding in, they like
right,
but it depends. It's not an everyday thing, but enough to that we got enough DM messages that we could just say that what you doing, big head, and it's only popping. Like
right,
y'all ain't even like, so for you to be with me and like I'm on people, like if it's me and you, it's me and you. I don't got it's nobody else.
Right.
So you done told me no, and it's like, yo, bro. Like how many no's before I'm done with this shit?
And you know what?
I'm gonna take my month and change off because I do a month and change off, and sometimes depend on if I'm in my feelings or not. And then once I find I always recycle though. I recycle some good stuff in on the side, like, oh, so this new you still single? All right, come in real quick because we I've already had you. I don't have to add new music to the catalog. Yeah, I got recycles I can call. But like that's how I'm hitting off. Like, so if I'm in the heat, I'm recycling, and until I can find another option, I'm gonna recycle.
Right, exactly.
No,
and you know what? And even recycled dick don't tell you no. They like, I'm on the way.
Oh yeah, exactly. Definitely not.
They're loyal.
He probably ain't had none. He probably ain't had none.
They're like, girl, I miss you. All right, I'm over here. They cross highways and byways to get to you.
Yeah, definitely. So what was the last? What was the next?
I think the last one was set up the rules. So if you for me,
set your ground rules.
Yeah, set your ground rules. So for me, I'm not big on kissing. I like kissing. If you're mine, I'm gonna kiss you. You can't kiss her, or I'll slap the fuck out of you. You give her head. You can do whatever you want. You kiss that bitch. I'm gonna punch you on the top of your temple.
I thought I was crazy because you could do everything else. Don't kiss her.
If you kiss her, I'm gonna punch you right on the top of your temple with my knuckle.
That's personal.
Because for me, kissing is more intimate than sex. For me, because I don't kiss everybody. Like, it's not too many people can tell you that I kissed them. Maybe that type of kiss, but not no kiss. So you kiss her, bitch, all bets are off, and you getting stabbed. So that might happen to you.
No, I get that.
For me, like I said, it depends on what you think is. For me, that's an intimate situation. So for me, you could do whatever you want. Just don't do that.
Okay, so one of my rules was, and I know this is a real selfish rule, and now I'm thinking about it, looking back, I was being real selfish. I don't go down on women.
I've done
it's not the taste, it's the consistency.
Wait, what happened?
Wait, what?
I don't go down on women. My rule was I don't go down. He can look, tear it up, do it for. Do it for the team. Do it for the team. But it's not, and it's not the taste, it's the consistent. Like then that's
I'm
another
taking
reason.
You down.
Yeah,
I'm taking you down.
But that's another reason why I knew I couldn't be gay, because that's just, it's not gonna. I barely like going like down on men. So
oh no, see, I'm taking you down like Chris Brown.
There's certain things. There's certain things that either your partner is really good at, or that you and them have probably only done occasionally, right?
Right.
Because you're like, this is a special move that we only do for Valentine's Day or whatever.
Right.
Or this is something that you're awesome at. How would you feel about them doing that with that third person?
Oh, I'm okay with that, because anybody do it better give amazing head, because bitch, I'm with you.
Right. No, I want her, and that's the thing. Like, if I brought another woman into my bed, I want her to have as many orgasms as I'm having. I want her to be fulfilled and satisfied. The worst thing, like, and it's crazy. Like, I would never want someone going back and saying like my husband didn't. My husband didn't satisfy. Like, she wasn't satisfied. You know what I mean? Because I'm a perfectionist. Whatever I do, gotta be perfect.
Everything gotta be perfect, right?
Everything.
Yeah. No, I've accepted challenges, because people, I think the females I've dealt with, they've been in that life for years, and they always like, well, you can't do, and you don't know, and I take you down, and then you like look at me like I'm crazy, like, oh, so you can come in there and do that? Yep, and I see you later, I'm out. I'm coming. Like, don't come for me, like, and it's for me. I've done that. I think I would be so far, and like, this is gonna sound mad random as fuck. Not really random, because it's the topic. But I've never had a squirter. I don't know how I would deal with that if that happened to me. I think I might lose my shit and go off.
Yeah, no.
Because for me, it's like,
no.
For me, I don't have no experience in that, and if you do that, I'm like, what the fuck?
No.
Getting squirted.
Yeah, no. Oh my God. Oh God.
I haven't had any yet.
Yeah. Well, getting squirted on the first time can be very shocking. Very, it's especially if they're a projectile squirter. Like if they're a dribbler, if they're a dribbler, you don't notice. I've been with this woman where I didn't realize. It took me a long time to realize that she was actually squirting, but she just wasn't projecting it. So it was like I would just notice that it will all of a sudden get more moist, but way overly moist than normal. And then one day I was like, you know what, let me just check. So I'm like, fingering her and doing a couple things, and finally I realized, like, oh, and then I felt it, and they just kind of like squirted out, but it was just a little bit enough. I call them dribblers, but basically, so there's a difference. Like, sometimes women will squirt and you don't know, you just don't know.
Right.
And sometimes they don't even know, but it's this extra that's there. But when you get one, like I had one, and she was very like her body language, you could tell it was about to happen. So the first time when it happened, of course, I wasn't ready, and it took me by surprise. I literally felt like they had tried to like pee on me or something. I wasn't sure what was happening, and at first I was like, you know what? I was like, I should punch you in your shit. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yes.
And
you couldn't tell me.
But then it was like I kind of like I was like, let me give her the benefit of the doubt. So I'm like, oh, okay. It doesn't smell like pee. It doesn't smell like it has this unique odor. So I was like, okay. All right. So I was like, I'm gonna just try it again. So tried it again, and sure enough, it happened again. And I was like, oh shoot, like she is literally like pushing this junk out, like it's like everywhere. Yeah. And so, and it was also only my second time experiencing a real squirter, so it was just like it just really just kind of took shock.
God, it's never.
You're right.
No, the first
out of you, and you got to be careful, because it's like
that's why I can't go. That's why I can't go down on women, because the first time that I ever squirted, I was like, I thought I peed on myself. Like, I just knew I peed on. I was like, hold up, wait a minute. But it didn't feel like what is going on here? And then when I realized that that's what I was doing, I was like, oh hell no, because if somebody we would destroy the sheets. You know what I mean? Like, that's not to be so graphic, but we'd have to flip the mattress and put new sheets down.
Yeah, that's why you got to keep a waterproof. That's why you got to keep a waterproof cover on your mattress.
Yes, you do. And yeah, we weren't that smart. And so we just kept flipping the mattress. So, but I know if oh my God, I would throw up. Like if there's just no possible way.
Yeah, I don't know how I would react. I think I might lose my shit. Like, because for me, if you peed on me.
Yes.
Like, for me, you peed on me, and I get it, but like, so like that's why I said, thankfully, I have not yet experienced that. So my experience has not been that, because I don't know what the fuck, like, literally, I really don't know, and I don't want to assault anybody.
Right, yeah.
Because, and not that I would go to that extreme, but I probably would. That would like deter me from doing it ever again. And I'm an all-star. It's like you can't, like, yeah, now I got to do in the bench because I'm
that was the one thing. I mean, at least for the people that I know that have done it and know that they really have done it. And for me too, it's like once you do it, you actually start trying to squirt seek. Like if I get with a woman, I try my best to figure out if I can make her squirt, because now I want to see it happen again. Like it's like I'm always trying. I'm like doing because I know a couple of different techniques too, and it's like, man, and don't let me find out you got toys, because then I'm really about to make you squirt, because I know all the ways to do it with the toys. So it's like my mind is all, that's the first thing my mind go to is like, how can I do this? How can I make her squirt? You know, that's the first thing. So and it's like, I don't know, it's almost an addiction.
I don't know. So I don't know. I haven't experienced it yet,
I'm telling you, for my husband, it became exhausting. Like, because he was the only person that ever made me squirt. And this was like maybe 5 years ago. I figured out I didn't even and the crazy thing was I didn't ever even heard of squirting before. And then we were watching something and the girl squirted, and I was like, what the hell is that? Like, is she peeing? And then my husband explained it to me, because he's way more experienced than I am. And so he explained to me what it was, and then that brought the curiosity, like, okay, how can I do this?
Right.
And now, like, it, to me, it's just exhausting because it's not easy for me. It takes, I'm not going to divulge my secrets. But it takes, it takes a lot.
It can be. And like this one girl I was with, it was fairly easy. So it was just like one of those things where it was just like, okay, I just do these certain things, and then bam, it would happen. I mean, she was the type that would just squirt on the floor quick, like in a minute. But
see, I was jealous of that. Like, damn, can you teach a class or something?
But yeah,
you know what?
I've been with women who it was like trying to get that to happen, and it's outside of actually having her coming, right? It's a whole different thing that's happening. So it's like trying to get it.
Some guys be trying to tell me that they're gonna make me do it. I'm like, I guess.
Long, or it could take. Doing things that are just way over the top. And like you said, everybody's exhausted. Like, I'm exhausted, she's exhausted. The people next door are trying to hear it, He said, "Don't consider, you got to finish the story."
No, he's funny. No, but I think for me, it's like guys try to challenge me into doing that. Like, they like, I'm gonna get you to do it. I'm like, all right. If you give me the first part, I mean,
I guess that's the question. Like, are you secure enough? Because that's the other thing. Like I was with this one woman, and I literally had to try to coach her through it, because she was so insecure about trying to do it. Especially when you know what it is, kind of know what it is, but then you're like, I don't want to pee on you. I don't want to pee. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff, or they just don't feel comfortable enough. Because
I remember the first time I ever got oral sex, and I didn't know what I did. I didn't know, and then I was young, so I told my mom. Then I got no punishment because I didn't know.
Like, I don't know why this little boy was licking on me.
Let me tell you what happened, Mom. Like, I think I peed on this boy. She like, what? And she listened intently, and then I got slapped. And it didn't work out for me because I didn't know.
She didn't appreciate the honesty.
I but she sat there looking mad, kind of like, tell me your story. And I was telling her, and I didn't know. And I think I peed in his mouth. And she's like, what? And I was telling her.
Terrible.
And she beat me and told me I had oral sex. I'm like, I didn't even have sex. So she's like, yes, you did. And I'm like, I know.
Okay, so
yeah, but he had to tell me that I actually came. I didn't know that.
Right.
You know. I was like, oh, that's what that was. I thought I was like worried, like get off me.
Well, see, and that's the thing. That's one thing guys misunderstand. Guys think that just because you squirt, you came. You don't. That's not true.
That's not true at all.
That's not true at all.
No.
So you probably did not come. He thinks you came because
you squirted,
or that you got extra wet, or whatever the case may happen. That does not mean you came. That does not mean you had an actual.
A lot of guys need to learn a lesson.
Yeah, that's one thing I learned early on with sex is that women. There's a lot of women who even think that they've had orgasm and never had orgasm before.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't even understand what an orgasm really is. A female orgasm really is. You know. So,
right.
You know, and there's a difference between female
and there's levels. There's levels to the female orgasm. Like exactly. You know, like right. you can have it. I call it a beginner orgasm. You know, it just like it stimulates you. But an orgasm, my thing with orgasms is if I'm not knocked out after I have, because my girlfriends used to get so mad at me because I call it coming. I'm like, I don't know about y'all, but I come. So if I don't feel like I came, I don't consider myself to have had an orgasm. It's just, you know, it was just.
And then I hate when guys ask you, "Did you come?" Like you should know.
No, most guys
you could right.
Well, if it's that strong, and then your body language will tell you.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm over there and I can't, and I'm sitting there Harlem shaking, and you done left me, and I'm still in the bed trying to figure out my life.
Yes.
I mean,
that's what I'm talking about.
But what I would say is respect the guy who can ask you that question, because if that's what his goal is, and he just doesn't, he's just not in tune with you to know, he doesn't know. I mean, again, to Christine's point, it's levels, right? You know, I've been with women who were able to who I could tell they were having an orgasm, but then I've also been with women who it was a mystery to me. Like I'm like, I hope I gave you one, and they were like, oh no, I definitely had one. Like, oh okay, because I didn't
know you did.
Now one thing that I did love about my husband, he could not come until I came, and it couldn't be one of those like he could always tell when I was faking it, and I would just fake because I just wanted it to be over with. So I would fake it, and he'd be like, "You think I'm stupid? You think I'm stupid? You didn't." Yeah. I'm like, "Okay, well, I got things to do today. We got football, we got baseball, we got things
I got shit to do. I can't be laying here taking a nap."
Exactly. But and that's
dishes need to be done,
and that's that being in tune. That's that being in tune.
Yes.
That's why, like I said, you shouldn't
enough to know certain things or certain signs, like. There may be a noise, or there may be a certain vibration, or there may be, so it's like there's certain things that you notice with certain women when they actually have an actual orgasm, and when they fake it, you're like, you're not this, you ain't real. You know what I'm saying?
I've never faked it. Thank God, I've never had to fake it. Like I don't. It's not a common thing for me, but when I do have one, I can't fake that shit. Yeah. And So I haven't, thankfully, I have never had to fake it with anybody.
They either loud
it's been time. Did you come? Nope.
Or they're and
I'm a good fake. Like you through actions, like through just through the actions, you'd be like, okay, she came, and no, I didn't. I just want you to be done.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know, but I thankfully I haven't had to fake it. For me, it's not easy. Like you got to be on your P's and Q's to get me to get mine off, or I got to assist, or I got to come in with the strong assist.
Right, yeah.
Because if you over here bullshitting, you just worry about you. Like, and for me, sometimes I don't even care if I came. Like for me, it's like if you got yours off, I'm good.
Right. No, you know what? I used to be like that too, but no, that's another reason why I'm not having sex, because if I don't come, it's gonna be a whole problem. You won't ever lose my number, lose it. Right, because you know what, I used to because my husband used to get off on me coming, so I would hold back my nuts to I would hold back to and that I didn't call it coming, I call it nutting. I used to nut. But but that's what it felt like. So that's what so if I would hold it off because just to piss him off. And then I'm like, Christine, but you cut that is the epitome of cutting off your nose to spite your face. Mm-hmm. Like you're holding back, stopping his pleasure, and it's stopping your pleasure as well. It's kind of a little stupid. So I stopped doing that. And now, like, that's the number one rule. If I don't, you will not be a repeat. There will not be a repeat.
There will not be a recycling. You're done. You're canceled.
Yep, you're whole canceled. No, because like if you're gonna come, I'm gonna come too.
We both coming or nobody's coming.
Efforts.
You know what? I can't. This was a great show. This is a great show.
Yeah, it's always a great show with you guys.
Yes. Dane, thank you for your comments, crazy self.
Right.
But yeah, I can see why he had trust issues about that too, because with his comment about
Oh yeah. So yeah, he went through a situation with his ex-wife where she was what's the word? She was unsure about her sexuality, or you could tell that there were some sexuality issues there. And so even though he knew, and another friend of mine went through the same thing where it was like the his girlfriend or significant other, she was very into him. She was like almost obsessed with him basically. But she had finally got to this point where she was able to be honest with him and say, you know what? All this time, ever since I was a teenager, I really liked women. And she also felt like because they dated since they were teenagers, that she missed out on that, right? So she asked him, like, can I, explore being with, a woman? And he, at first he was like, okay, cool. He let it happen. And so then it became a thing for her where she just all of a sudden she got with a female that she really was into and that kind of thing. And so he ended up feeling like, damn, he felt like, I set myself up for failure because she ended up really getting into other women. And I ended up, he didn't feel like he lost her, but he lost part of her. Like, right. He was like, it was a whole different side to her when it came to how she interacted with women and when she was interacting with women versus when she was with him, or if they were together and she had a little girlfriend and the girlfriend, she would just be like a totally different person and would be ignored. So he felt like it was just this whole disconnect that started to happen in their relationship. Right. And he felt secure before this was happening. So he knew it was that. He was like, I know it's that,
Yeah.
So then eventually she did ended up getting with a woman that she ended up having a whole relationship with. And so It's like when you have those things, and it is because in his comment, Dame's comment in that situation, that goes back to that conversation we were having earlier when we were talking about men being insecure about a woman that's more openly, or anybody being more insecure, man, women, whatever, whatever the other 32 different sexualities there are, 32 about another person being openly sexually fluid or sexually open, is that it creates these insecurities in people because they either have heard these horror stories or gone through them. And, it makes it harder for them to kind of like deal with, okay, you're very open, but like me and Christina were saying earlier, it's like, people do have to be honest though. People have to be, if you can be more honest and open, you'll end up with the right person. You'll end up with the right person.
And that's the thing, and I think because women have been it's been taboo for us to be open with our sexuality, like up until like the new millennial, up until 2000. I was talking to my bestie. I was like, if we were growing up in this time, I could not honestly say that I wouldn't be a stripper. You know what I mean? Not that, first off, they making really good money. Okay? They making really good money to do.
I still struggle with OnlyFans page. I'm trying, Jesus.
Yes, no. But it's different now. And I think women need to start owning their sexuality and being honest with what they want. And then you will be surprised how many marriages might get saved. Because Because now you have an open dialogue. Like you can talk to your husband about the things that you want. I think a lot of women leave because they don't know how to express what they want to their husbands. And men are not mind readers. And that's the one thing that I really wish women would stop. Men are not mind readers. If you do not tell him what they want, they're not gonna know.
Exactly.
And
that's one of my biggest things I tell women when I first start dating them is like, look, I can't read your mind.
Exactly.
As much as I'm going to try my best to be a good listener. As much as I'm going to try my best to pay attention, I still need you to tell me what you want, need, desire, require, whatever the case may be. You need to talk, speak up, be a part of this conversation, be a part of this relationship. Because if you don't do your part, you can't blame me later.
And you know what? And I think I always take responsibility for my marriage ending. He didn't do it by himself. Although it was mostly his fault. Okay, it's mostly his fault. But it was mostly his fault. But one thing that I took from that is that to be open and honest with my feelings, to express myself, what I want, what I don't want, what I need for you to do. And I think because I was so withdrawn from him, that's where a lot of his insecurities were, it caused a lot of his insecurities with me, because I wasn't being honest with him. I wasn't being open with him. I had been wanting to do a threesome long before we did it. But I would have never had told him that, because I just didn't feel that it was appropriate. Like, we're Christians. Christians don't do that.
Yeah. A lot of Christians do. You'd be surprised.
You'd be very surprised, okay?
All the Christians out here threesoming it up. All the pastors out here threesoming it up.
Listen,
no doubt.
I don't know, but I think this was a great topic. I hope somebody took something from this, learned from some of this. Don't judge us from this, though. Don't do that, because at the end of the day, you're your own person. We are our own people, so we do what we do, and we're grown.
Look, just because you don't sin like me, don't mean you don't sin.
Exactly. So I want y'all to give out Kristen, give out your info so they can contact you and follow you.
Okay. You can follow me on Instagram, Christine Mayo _2/3 podcast. Listen to the podcast, 2/3 podcast, New Pod City, 2/3 podcast.com. newpodcity.com. I am going to get it together one of these days, and go out and purchase Essence of Black Love. And if you're if you haven't already purchased Through Blind Eyes, I'm so sorry. You know I'm not prepared. If you haven't purchased, it's a good what to do, what not to do. Right? What not to do.
There you go.
So
all right.
So thank you guys so much.
No problem. You know, you're always welcome to join us, because we ain't shit. We just gonna talk.
And I be thinking I'm a little, like, okay, Christine, you a bit much. And then I start talking to Sunny, and I'm like, Christine, you still approve.
Yeah, you can't listen. And that's the thing. That's why I like blogging when I did it, because it's like you get to be, like my website is Unreservedly Me. I get to be myself. I don't care what you think. This is me. You like it, love it, don't love it. It doesn't make me never mind. Because like my mom said, if I ain't fucking you, you ain't paying my bills and doing nothing for me, I don't really care.
Then your opinion, your
opinion, your opinion, like everybody else's. Everybody got assholes.
Everybody has been, exactly. And but you know what? And that's what I had to come to grips, that it's okay for me to have an opinion, because my opinion don't matter. Yeah,
it's just an opinion. It's just what I think about shit. Exactly. And that's how I'm going to come from my life experience. This is what I think about things. I may not be the gospel on threesomes, but that's just my rules that I feel like, from personal experience and seeing other people's experience, that's what I came up with. You can add them in the comments later, do what you want, and I want to see what you think about them or what we talked about today. So drop it in the comments, whether you're watching it on the playback or whatever. But you can always catch us on Mondays at 10 p.m. live on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Willie, you want to give out your info?
Yes, ma'am. You can catch me. It's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Get at me at Willie Styles everywhere. IG, Twitter, TikTok, Willie.Styles on Snapchat. Visit me over at stylesradio.com or williestyles.info for all my links.
And of course, you can reach me. I am Sunny _D, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and TikTok. You gotta follow me on TikTok. Like my videos. I'm getting mad views. I need more likes though, and I need y'all to be a part of what I'm trying to do. And again, my website is unreservedlyme.com. I have not been posting there except for podcast related stuff, but I will be trying to be mindful to post more of my own personal crap on there as well.
Let me tell you, Sunny, your blog helped me. It really did.
My old blog, I wish I kept it.
Yes.
My old blog had a lot of content on it.
It sure did.
But check out the we got a whole GFT radio network. We just had to make a new page. Go in like that is GFT radio radio is it radio show network? What did I name it?
GFT radio network.
Okay, so GFT radio network. Go like that Facebook page. We had to create a whole new one today. So go ahead and do that.
There it is.
Go to our website,
GFT radio network.
Yep. Go to gftradioshow.com for all of our links and everything. Our social media is at GFT_radio on Instagram and Twitter, and at GFT Radio on Twitch. And he got the GFT Radio. And join our group, our Facebook group. Join the conversation so we can talk to you guys all the time, on the hour, every hour, in the middle of the night if we up, and whatever. Because we got people all across the different time zones. So definitely be a part of that. I will be here next Saturday because you guys give me 2 Saturdays a month. So next week you will see this face again, and hopefully these faces up top over here and some more faces. I don't think we got a topic for that day, but I'm gonna find one.
We do.
You do? I gotta remember what it was.
We got 2 topics on deck, so whichever one you want to do.
Okay. Yeah. And then, like I said, Mondays catch us on. I believe you do your show on Wednesdays, the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yep.
Shows, and then alternate weeks, or probably the same weeks, you get the guys either a fan's perspective, or you get the Willie Styles takeover. So either way, you guys get to interact with us throughout the week and just all the time. So you'll see us a lot more. So that's why we named it GFT Radio Network, because there's so much that we're doing. We're bringing more content, and as me and Christine talked about, we're talking about doing the book club.
Yeah. What about for your next subject, talking about sex clubs? Have you ever been to a sex club?
No, I've been offered to go to one.
I've been.
Let me tell you, I would rather go to a sex club than a real club. I mean, COVID, we can't do that. Well, you can, but I mean, I can because I ain't participating.
Well, I got signed up to get vaccinated. I'm waiting on my vaccination.
I'm immune now. I'm gonna be posting my stories soon. I just had COVID. I just had COVID. So.
So
I got the vaccine. I got scheduled to get the vaccine, my first dose on Tuesday. So because I'm trying to be fully vaccinated by the time my birthday turns up, because I don't know if people are trying to be around COVID people, but I'm trying to be living my best life and acting up and being unproductive and unsafe.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy. I'm good now, so I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I don't gotta worry about you people. You guys can get it. I'm gonna be good. As long as I can give it to my baby, I'm good. Right. But yeah, thank you guys for watching and tuning in with us. Thank you, Shinlo, for being in the comments, and all you people that were chicken shits and not getting the comments. I'm calling you chicken shits. That's my thing. I got that from what's that Gridiron Game? He's like chicken shit. Yeah, I don't know why it's stuck in my head. Yeah. But see y'all next Saturday, 2 p.m. Bye, guys. Thanks, guys, for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Holla.
Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D, 1/3 of the podcast GFT Radio Show.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles from the GFT Radio Show. Just letting you know you can catch us every Monday night, 10 p.m. Eastern.
And to get some merch, I got some on right now. Go to teespring.com/stores/GFT Radio.
Grown Folk Talk Radio. Join the conversation. Let's have some fun. Holla.